Hello, I'm Ninja Greg, and you're watching the Ninja Greg Show. And finally, a movie that didn't completely bore me. Okay, so when you think of comic books, sometimes you think of different stories, ideas that really can't work because of continuity. In Marvel, these are their What If series, and at DC, these are referred to as Elseworld tales. And that's what this movie is. DC's Justice League Gods and Monsters. An Elseworlds tale with different members of the Justice League, and they're kind of slightly darker, more willing to kill versions of, classic DC superheroes. You've got Superman, who in this continuity is the son of Lara and General Zod, and it's not a story of like infidelity or anything. It's just Zod just kind of putting a small sample of his blood into some kind of incubator that gets put into the rocket ship that's launched off of the soon-to-be doomed Krypton. And, Lara, Superman's mother, has already put in her DNA before her husband Jor-El had a chance to, so we get the son of General Zod, and instead of the son of Jor-El. So that rocket lands in Mexico, I think, and he's found by Mexican farmers, and Lex Luthor has a kind of a slightly different role where he's already working with the government. And this world's version of Wonder Woman, it comes from the planet Apocalypse, and she's part of the New Gods. And for this world's version of Batman, we've got Kirk Langstrom, who I think was infected with lymphoma, and he was trying to work on a way to cure himself of that, but somehow ended up turning himself into a vampire. So, yeah, kind of an interesting take on DC's Holy Trinity, as it were, with slightly darker versions of their classic heroes who, like I said, are more willing to kill, and they kind of hint at people being afraid of them because, they kind of act without restraint, and just they kind of wonder how long it'll be until they turn their power against the populace and try to, just take over everything and oppress and rule over everybody. So they're kind of bordering on being dictators, because they kind of have a slight mindset of might makes right. But then everything kind of comes to a head when Will Magnus, a friend of Kirk Langstrom, also known as Doc Magnus for you hardcore DC fans, he makes these robots that duplicate the powers of Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman, and frames them for murders that they didn't commit in an attempt to get rid of them and try to make the world a better place, because he knows everybody's afraid of them. But Magnus is clearly off his rocker, and these darker heroes they kind of prove that they're true heroes in the end by putting their lives on the line to stop these things. And yeah, that's Gods and Monsters. Admittedly, I didn't find this as engaging as other DC animated movies as I've seen in the past, but it was alright, and certainly a lot better than some of the movies I've seen previously. But yeah, Gods and Monsters, if you want to see an interesting Elseworlds tale on the the Justice League and you like the DC animated movies, then couldn't hurt to check this one out. Anyways, I'm Ninja Greg. You've been watching the Ninja Greg Show. I'll see you next time.